And welcome to another episode of the official Supreme TV here on YouTube. Man, if y'all like the content, if y'all enjoying it, go ahead and do me a favor before we even get started. Hit that like button, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, and hit that bell notification so you can get these every time they pop up, right when they do pop up. But what I want to get into today is a deep dive into Mase, the Oracle, you know what I mean, part two. And the reason why I want to go into this is because I wanted to do some digging in some of the old stuff. This is just a great segue for me to take this opportunity to go into some of the things that I know about that I've always wanted to tap into and bring up, you know what I mean, and bring up to the people. And just the fact that Mase is going in on P. Diddy right now on this song is dope to me. Of course, I'm not gonna play the song because of copyright purposes, so we're not gonna do that. But I do want to just take y'all, you know, if y'all haven't heard the song, man, go check it out. And for those of you who have heard it, you know, he's sending a lot of shots, man. He's saying a lot of stuff, man, on there. He really getting at them. But you know, I want to just touch on a few things that he said. You feel me? A few of the things that he was saying, man, and it's crazy because I've been touching on this for years about Suge Knight and P. Diddy situation and the situation of the East Coast and the West Coast and how all that actually really, in my opinion, really came about. I believe it came about because of the record execs had really little to do with the beef that they tried to use Tupac and them on. But I feel like this had a lot more to do with record executives and things like that and how the record executives was working. And the producers and the owners of these companies. And so with that, you know, I'm gonna I am gonna do a video on Suge Knight, you know, because I wanna shine some light on Suge Knight, you know, I mean free Suge Knight, but I definitely want to shine some light on his situation and what I believe is to be the reason why Suge Knight is painted as the villain and not Puff Daddy. So now with Puff and Mace's situation, um I'm gonna go into a clip real fast in a second about where Mase is pretty much have to, you know, catch Puff Daddy on the radio, you know, and pretty much run up on him and get him to get him out of that contract that he was in for so long, you know, because when you're under contract, you can't your likeness can't make money off of your work. You know the reason why I believe Mase ended up being uh a pastor or a deacon or whatever is because that's tax-free money, and there was no way for Puff Daddy to get into the pocket of Mase when he was doing that. So it was really a move for Mase to do that. You know what I mean? Call it what you want to, you know what I mean? He had to feed his family or do whatever he had to do to take care of his family. So if that was his tactic, you know what I mean? I understand. So I'm gonna get into one of these clips real fast. I'm gonna get into a couple clips. I just want to show y'all some of the things. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play one, so I'm gonna check this out. Just check this out. So let me give you my card. After Puff signing, it's official. Your boy is Freedom Bird. Once I get the table signed, then I come. Oh, that's what it is. You see what I said? What you ever had something to talk about? You got nothing to talk about right now. Got something to talk about. No, this is freedom paper. No, I got the rule. So right there, you see him say them was freedom papers. You know what I mean? Once I get these signed, I can do whatever. So he was really under contract and couldn't do much because of the contract that he had signed with Puff Daddy. You know what I mean? And was held into that contract and wasn't able to make no moves for his family. And must have not been feeling like the contract was fair, and must have not been feeling like he was in a fair situation. I was probably trying to renegotiate the situation. Such as Jodeci did and Mary J. Blige, and they did that with the help of Suge Knight. And so that's why I say that I believe that the East Coast West Coast situation was a lot more about executives than it was about the artists. Suge Knight was helping a lot of the East Coast people, such as Jodeci and Mary J. Blige, fix their contracts. And like I said, I'll get into all that when I do the Suge Knight video. But right now, I just think that Mase is actually, you know, he's kind of pointing out the dirty business practices of Puff Daddy and how he's been able to starve his artists for so long and starve black people in the community and still be presented to us as one of the champions of our culture. And I think it's kind of, you know, I've always, you know, my own personal opinion is that's always kind of been a foul thing. You know, I've always felt like that was foul. just me being a fan of the culture, and then even looking into, Gene Deal spoke about the business dealings of Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls. That he was pretty much getting over on Biggie Smalls, and Mase talks about that in the song too. We're gonna get into that too. But let me go into this next clip real fast for you.
Found Mase. I pulled him over here. He ain't trying to do it. He trying to do other stuff.
I'm trying to get my paperwork signed.
He's trying to get his freedom. And I ain't mad at him. So go in there and bum rush Puff on air, and let's really get this shit popping.
And we're gonna blog it.
So as you see, he was saying, old girl was saying, he's trying to get his freedom. You know what I mean? And we're gonna do it on air and go bomb rush him. So I'm thinking that he was having a problem trying to get Puff Daddy to sign those papers. You know what I mean? So he had to kind of do it on Front Street. Now what's crazy is I got the clip of Puff Daddy getting the paperwork and just the whole feeling that he had when Mase walks in the room. And I think that's a telltale sign. I feel like if you guys would have seen the clip, the little clip I got rid of that part. I wish I wouldn't have now, but it was a clip before that where he was very, very arrogant, and he was doing his Puff Daddy thing. You know what I mean? And when Mase walks in the room, he really takes a it was a surprising tone. He's very surprised, you can tell, and he didn't seem comfortable as he seemed at first. And so we're gonna go into that. And man, I'm hoping that there ain't no what's it called on here. But let's check this next clip out.
I need a mic.
He gonna do a freestyle.
What's up, Mase? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, baby. 4 o'clock, man. Robin is back in the building. What up, Batman?
What up, Mase? How you doing, boy?
Better than I look.
What's up, Mase? How you been, man?
I'm chilling, man. All my cards still work.
We got Mase in the building. We got Dirty Money. We got Diddy. So, song number one got to be something with Batman and Robin together. I mean, come on. I know you got something over there. What you got for him, man? Come on. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's the People Station V103, man.
Let's go.
Ryan Cameron Show. Club Dirty Money night. Club Exos.
DP to the TV, look pretty. Little kids see me way out in DC. What is E3 on TV? They wanna be me. Talking, they ought to quit. Unfortunate, they don't see a fault what I get. And those be the same ones walking while I whip. Just started seeing cars cause they alternate. So while you daydream, mama say me bling, and I deal with the proposal neighborhood. One time you had it all. I ain't mad at you, now give me the cash. Hey, Bob, that shit me a daddy ball. 6 cars and power, 5 big stars. To the CEO staff, smoking on cigars. It's like y'all be talking funny, but I don't understand language of people with short money.
Hey, Bob, we done. Come on.
We get it.
Right, maybe at soapbox. Let's go. Bob, last break. Got a new thing to Mase, Diddy, Dirty Money.
Yo.
BET weekend. All right, where you going first? Where you going first? Mase is happy over there. He is happy.
I got my Diddy shades on.
He is happy. Yeah. We give you an exclusive. We give you an exclusive because a lot of times when I be doing interviews outside of Mase, everybody be saying like so what's going on, and I be like, Mase is out here doing this thing. He's cooking up right now.
And just to be clear, he has the freedom to go do whatever, you know, he wants to do, you know what I'm saying?
What's that mean, Puff?
Yeah, I mean, he could, you know, a lot of times
He can work. He can work.
You can work. People have felt like, you know, like our situation, I may have stopped him or whatever. He can do whatever he want to do. I'm trying to make sure it's everybody's crystal clear. Everybody's crystal clear. If you want those Mase verses, you can go get your hustle on right now. You know he got a slick tongue though. You know he's a mean negotiator, so you better come with that guap though.
How you feeling about that, Mase?
Oh my God.
Being able to work.
But should we wait till Monday? You gonna come back Monday? No, Mase, you gonna come back Monday?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Okay, let's come back Monday and talk all about it.
Hey yo,
So yeah, you know, if y'all checked out the way that Puff was coming at him, you know, even the fact that when he walked in the room, man, Puff hit him with, "Hey boy," you know, it was kind of one of them things where, you know, I think Puff knew what was going on. I think he had probably been ducking him. It felt like he had been ducking that dude, and Mase got in there and got his walking papers, man. And I think it kind of pissed Puff off, man, because I think Mase outsmarted Puff Daddy, and Puff Daddy never would like to admit it. And I think he's done his best to try to blackball Mase. And as you've seen in that clip, now that might have been I don't know when Danity Kane happened, maybe 2007, 2006 or something like that. So that's what it felt like around that time. I don't got my facts straight on that. Sorry. But it just felt like, man, you know, when he walked in there, he just didn't have that respect for Mase. Like he really didn't want to let him go off that paperwork, almost like, you know. And so I think now what Mase is doing is he's doubling back now that he's able to, you know, use the internet and have such a platform where there's no consequence to, you know, you really can't blackball an MC right now with the internet being like it is. And I think he's just taking the opportunity to really get at Puff Daddy like maybe he should have a long time ago. Some of the things he said on there, man, is real telling, man. Rest in peace to the Notorious B.I.G. He was saying, you know, pay his mom what she's owed, you know, what is really worth to pay her. And you know, I 1000% agree. You know, Bad Boy, you know, Puff Daddy built Bad Boy with his good thoughts. You know, he's a brilliant individual when it comes to when it comes to putting together music and putting together artists and things. But you know, the overall picture of Bad Boy Records was definitely Notorious B.I.G. That was the greatest push he had. And then to have an artist like Mase, you know, that's another great push to have. And like Mase said, you know, there was not another artist after him that surpassed or had a push like those two. And so you know, that's something that he says at the end of the Oracle too. So I feel Mase, man. I feel him. I feel dude, man, and I feel where he was coming from. You know, I really do. Him getting at him saying he was the spirit of wolf in that song, man, really is another one of those things where, like I said, I think that what was going on behind the scenes had a lot more to do with executives with the East Coast West Coast situation more than it had to do with the artists. I think that the situation with Tupac in Notorious Big was on some like, hey, you my friend, and I feel like you actually siding with this weird ass nigga Puff Daddy, you know what I mean, with this bitch ass nigga, and he got you so locked up in your situation with your money and your finances with this rap shit that you didn't really forgot who helped you. But I also feel like due to some of the interviews with Gene Deal and just some of the people who's out there and some of the things that we've known in history, such as Undies Records and Big Beat Records, Notorious Big's record label that actually had Little Kim, because Puff Daddy did not have Little Kim and he did not have Junior Mafia. Big Beat and Undies put those artists out. That was also Notorious Big's label. So Get Money, that was Notorious B's song. Notorious B.I.G.'s song, excuse me. He owned the rights to that, you know, and those was his artists. And so, you know, with the death of Big, he loses Junior Mafia, Lil Kim. There were some other groups that were participating on he had a contract, allegedly had a contract that Gene Deal had read that allegedly stated that Notorious Big would get $62 million for the commission. If anybody doesn't know what the commission is, I believe is Big L. I'm not sure if it's Big L, but I know it was Jay-Z, Biggie, and another artist that they had formed a commission, maybe DMX. I'm not exactly sure who that was, you know, the complete the other artist of that was. I can actually look. Let me check it out. I'll look it up. But yeah, the commission. He had Tracy Lee also. Tracy Lee was from a Dope MC, and that's where you get the rings and things you sing about, bring them out. That was a song. And actually, I talk about Tracy Lee with a lot of people because Tracy Lee was one of the artists that was an up and coming artist, and at that time, Big was actually definitely endorsing him. From what I was seeing, he was definitely endorsing Tracy Lee, and so I believe that Tracy Lee was definitely an artist on that label. So just he had a deal for like 62 million. And he was going to leave Bad Boy because Bad Boy was nickel and diming him and had gave him. I think he was at the time owing people money, and he had a house was being built for his mother allegedly, and some things was going on, but he was only set to get paid like something like $500,000. And Tupac, knowing the industry and had been in there before, I think he kind of understood what was happening, and he probably was trying to pull Big's coattail to what was going on with him. But Big probably didn't really believe him, and Pac probably didn't really respect that he didn't believe him. And so I don't think Tupac's beef necessarily was all the way with Big, but with Biggie, with Puff Daddy. In that situation, and I think that due to some information that has come up recently, I think that Puff Daddy did know that Tupac was going to get shot and had some insight on what was going to happen to that man. And I think that because he had the insight, Tupac felt like because they had that insight, that Notorious Big had that insight, and felt like he was just siding with Puff. And I think that's why he rode on Notorious Big so hard and treated him like he did and treated all the people like they did, even if they didn't know. He felt like they owed him more to not show the loyalty to Puff that they were showing, even though Puff was the business at that time that was helping Big become who he was along with Pac. So I think that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that that's all the truth or fact. I'm just going off my opinion on that. So I would hope y'all don't try to hold me to that right now. But as far as some of the stuff that Mase was saying, man, he was just giving it to him, man. And not paying the you like to pay the ladies and not the artists. I think that's just something that's just in hip hop, from what I see, man, and just hearing the stories, that seems like a executive thing to do, man. Suge Knight was pretty much Suge Knight, I felt like was guilty of that as well. Taking care of their girlfriends over the artists and using the artists' money for other people's plays and trying to parlay other people's money to do this and that. And, so, but let me say this, I'm not entirely sure, but just from what the interviews that's been going on and things that I've been seeing. But as far as this Mase Oracle, man, let me tell you some other things that he said that I want to touch on. One of them was, why would you guys move to LA if the killer of Notorious B.I.G. never got caught? That was a good line and a great question to ask. Why did y'all move to LA so quick? From what I understand, it was like 3 or 4 months after that happened. And so what was your, was he implying that maybe they had knowledge on the death of Biggie Smalls as well, and that maybe that was a setup on Puff's behalf? We don't know. I don't know what he was really implying in that statement right there. You know what I mean? But whatever it was, he was implying something. Another thing that he said, another thing that he had said, and the reason why I say that about Puff maybe having some involvement or maybe having some understanding of what happened to Biggie Smalls is because if Big was leaving, Big was worth more dead than alive, because if Big would have been in position to, if Big would have got in position like he wanted to be in position, he actually would have surpassed Puff and took Puff's job and did what Puff was doing with the artists of New York, where he would have had first dibs on everybody that came through. Because if you understand, it's kind of like Jay-Z did. Jay-Z had a lot of dibs on them first artists that came through. So imagine Biggie Smalls would have been in the position of Jay-Z right now. Another thing that he touched on there that I want to speak about was the brunch, the Jay-Z brunch. You know what I mean? That Rockefeller brunch that everybody goes to. And so it's kind of crazy that he touched on that, because I've also said that too. I think that that's a lunch for Freemasons and things like that. And it's kind of crazy that Mason Betha is the guy that's coming at these people. But I feel like the free that rock brunch, you gotta, it's a certain if hip hop, man, you get to a certain level, and that's what it is, man. I feel like a certain amount of people have bitten to that brunch with them. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, shout out Mase for making a great record this year. Listen, man, I love East Coast rappers. I'm from the West. I'm out here in the West Coast. Love East Coast rappers. I've always been a fan of East Coast rap. Man, I'm also a fan of West Coast rap. Hella, you know what I mean? Love my coast. I feel like rap hadn't been giving up no real good songs. This might have been one of the best diss songs, and people ain't playing it like that. But I think this is undoubtedly one of the best diss songs. The reason why is because it's written in such is so much realness into it. If you understand the history of it, and some of the things he was saying is just so that it's very prolific for him to do this, and it really shows how dope Mase is on the microphone and how he can demolish an MC. So much so I had went back and listened to the Oracle one, man, and I was like, wow, this guy is fucking amazing. And I am by no means was I a big Mase fan. I wasn't. I always felt like Mase probably got the short end of the stick at Bad Boy because I felt like Mase couldn't be himself because how we got introduced to Mase was More Money, More Problems. And I feel like because of the timing, they were trying to make hip hop so soft at the time. I didn't feel like he got to be the contender in hip hop that he may have deserved to be. I feel like the album that was put out real cheesy. I feel like they did a poor job on putting Mase out and creating Mase to be what he is. And so that's just my opinion. Something else Mase said on there, you know, that I was like, damn, this dude, man, he dropped so many different little things on there. He dropped so many different little jewels and but you know, said so many little tight things. I was like, man, this guy is crazy. But he said some other stuff on there right now. I can't exactly think of, but he said some other things, man, that was definitely just like, man, you know, I'm glad that he did that. I doubt if P. Diddy will ever respond to Mase because I think he knows, you know, I think that he kind of knows like it's not a good, you know, a smart thing. And that's what I was saying. What I just remember. If anybody's listened to that song, you know, he said he had a mole in P. Diddy's camp. And that was kind of dope. You know, I'm like, damn, I don't think nobody's ever came out and did that in rap. Like, oh, I got a mole in your camp. So just in case you decide to clap back, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be more that come with that. Like, I'm like, whoa, this dude's amazing for that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, shout out to him for having the forethought to think like that. You know what I mean? And and let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that. And is this the end of P. Diddy? Are we going to see finally David go against Goliath and topple him, or is people in the hip hop industry going to come to Diddy's rescue, or is it just going to be a quiet moment after this? You know what I mean? Shout out to all y'all, man, for checking out this episode, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, hit the like, subscribe, and you know what I mean, a share button, and leave a comment. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that watches these. If you want to see something, if you want me to tap on something, man, let me know. I'll definitely jump on something. Like I said, the next thing I'm probably going to do, man, is this Suge Knight, because I've always wanted to point out some things about Suge Knight, and I want to go in depth and deep dive into Suge Knight. So we're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, you know, I did a video on COINTELPRO before, and it was very short. So I want to kind of dig deeper into that too, so people can get some understanding that even though people like Puff Daddy, in the Rampart Division police department, who was put on the case of who was put into the security situation for death row, but they were also federal agents hired to disrupt that situation over there. You know, I want to get to some of that stuff. So, man, like I said, man, shout out. Oh, one more thing. Shout out Mase for shouting out Tupac and saying he understood how Tupac felt now. I thought that was fucking amazing myself, you know, in itself, that he felt like, you know, hey, that he gave Tupac a shout out at the same time as dissing Puff. It's crazy that it's like that, but it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, official Supreme TV, man. Y'all enjoy y'all motherfucking day, night, whatever time you watching this, man. And let me tell y'all, man, keep it motherfucking 1000. Don't let no sucker shit come into your play. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one, man.